Hi everybody, I'm Coach Ali and this is Steph. Welcome to Gain's Home Dumbbell Workout Series 2. In this series, we're going to dig a little bit deeper and combine short isotonic sets with its isometric equivalent to really get those muscles pumping.
We'll work dual sets of 45 seconds. This will be made up of 30 seconds isotonic repetitions immediately followed by 15 seconds of an isometric set.
Let's get through each complex set twice before moving on to the next exercise. If you like, you can drop your weight between the first and the second round. We'll tell you what weight we're using as a guide, but remember to be smart about your choice of weight and let's mitigate any potential for injury. All right, that's enough talking. Let's get started with Gain Series 2, the next level in your home dumbbell workouts. For the isotonic exercise in this set, we're doing a dumbbell press crunch. So you can see we're pressing up, trying to reach the ceiling with our hands. The lower back remains grounded and it's a rolling action getting into that abs contraction. For the isometric component, let's go high into that press crunch and hold our position there for 15 seconds. Make sure that you've got flat feet and make sure your lower back is pinned against the floor. Your isotonic exercise is a traditional dumbbell skull crusher. So you want a solid vertical line from your shoulder to your elbow and there's no movement there at all. Your exercise entails bending your elbow at 90 degrees and making sure you're getting full flexion and extension of those triceps. Try to keep your arms parallel and make sure there's no wrist adjustment. For your isometric exercise, we'll go into the low position, making sure that your forearms are horizontal, they still remain parallel, and it's a matter of squeezing your triceps and holding your position for 15 seconds. For the isotonic exercise in this set, we're doing a weighted abs crunch. You can see the dumbbell is sitting on our chest and we're holding it nice and tight. And then we're crunching up in a rolling action, making sure that our lower back doesn't leave the floor and making sure that our feet are nice and flat on the floor as well. For the isometric component, we're just going to the top of that weighted abs crunch and we're holding still. Make sure that your chin is tucked into your chest, and this is going to help your neck. And keep that abs contraction while keeping your lower back pressed into the floor. Alright, now let's switch over to a left arm skull crusher. This time it's supported by your right arm. Again, making sure the upper part of the arm remains vertical and there's a 90-degree bend at the elbow during your exercise. Make sure there's no flexion of the wrist, so you've got to try and keep the dumbbell adjacent to your forearm. Make sure your lower back is pinned against the floor and that your feet are at shoulder width in a comfortable position. For the isometric exercise, let's go back into the low position and maintain it there for 15 seconds. For the isotonic part of this set, we're working an abs tuck crunch. So hold the dumbbell nice and still with your shoulders and head lifted, and then pull those knees into your chest and extend your legs out until your knees are nice and straight. Make sure your lower back remains pinned against the floor the whole time. For the isometric component, we're going to go into a 45-degree roadkill. So your arms are extended, your head and shoulder blades are lifted off the ground, your legs are at 45 degrees, and you're holding them nice and still for the 15 seconds.
Tell me what you need and you can call my name, I'll be around. Dum da da, dum dum da da, dum dum da da, dum dum. The sky is falling. Dum dum da da, dum dum da da, dum dum da da. That will keep you safe and sound. Dum da da, dum dum da da, dum dum da da, dum dum. The sky is falling. I just need to know what's on your mind. Tell me what you need and you can call my name, I'll be around. Dum da da, dum dum da da, dum da da, dum dum. The sky is falling. Dum dum da da, dum da da, dum da da. That will keep you safe and sound. Dum da da. I just need a reason.
Your isotonic exercise is a commando plank. There's 4 movements in this exercise. So dropping down onto each elbow individually and then working your way back up onto your hands. Make sure you control your movement and make sure that you're nice and gentle because we don't want any impact damage on the elbows or the wrists for that matter. Try to keep your tailbone tucked in the whole time and make sure that your core engaged. For the isometric component of this exercise, we'll go into a plank on your elbows and hold the position for 15 seconds. For this exercise, we're combining two isometric exercises. The first one is a press plank. So it's basically the low position in a push-up and we're holding still. You're going to get really good contraction in your chest, in your abs, and in your triceps as well. Make sure that you tuck your tailbone in so that there's no pressure on your back. For the second component, we're going to go into a traditional elbow plank. This will give you some relief because it's actually a lot easier than the press plank. We're looking for a straight line from your shoulder to your Achilles. And again, make sure that you maintain the tucked tailbone in order to protect your back. This exercise is a bent over Russian row. So you can see we're holding a single dumbbell and we're pulling it up to one side of your obliques. We're getting a really good shoulder rotation and we're getting good biceps flexion in this exercise as well. Make sure that your lower back remains nice and flat. Make sure your knees are bent and you're holding that hinge perfectly. And keep those elbows tucked in by your side. For your isometric exercise, we'll go to the top and hold a traditional bent over row. Again, keeping those elbows tucked in and avoiding hunching your back at all costs.
Keep me warm.
For the isotonic component of this set, we're working some planks with a side reach. You can see we're alternating those side reaches from one side to the other. And the main thing is to remain prone. We don't want shoulder or torso movement in this exercise. Try to keep everything else as still as you can keep it. For the isometric component, we're going to go to a plank on our elbows and just maintain our position for the 15 seconds. Make sure that your tailbone is tucked in and make sure that you're maintaining that straight line from your shoulder all the way to your Achilles. We'll start this set with some hammer curls with your left arm and then holding isometric in that 90-degree bend with your right arm. So a couple of things to note. You can see that we're starting in front of our thighs and not by our side. So this is going to cut out any unnecessary momentum. We're also making sure that there's no movement in those elbows and the hands are remaining neutral the whole time. Make sure your knees are soft and your hips are nice and heavy underneath you. For your isometric exercise, we'll go up into a 90-degree hammer curl and we'll sustain that position for 15 seconds. For the isotonic component of this set, we're going to work some swimmer kicks. So start in that supine position, have your head and shoulder blade lifted. Make sure that you're reaching up with your dumbbell. And when you hit those swimmer kicks, make sure your knees remain nice and straight and your toes remain pointy. Keep your lower back pinned against the floor. For the isometric component, we'll go into a roadkill. Let's try and go with vertical arms and legs with your shoulder blades and tailbone lifted, curving up, making sure your lower back is pressing into the ground. Alright, now let's switch over and do those hammer curls with the right arm this time. So you can see the left side is the isometric side, holding nice and tight. The right side is working your isotonic repetitions. Again, make sure there's no movement in those elbows. Our feet are at shoulder width, our knees are nice and soft, our hips are nice and heavy underneath us, and there's no movement in the upper body whatsoever. For your isometric set, let's go back to the top. Hold your neutral grip curl there for 15 seconds, and make sure you're looking directly in front of you so that your neck is aligned with your back.
Could go all night long, singing to every song. I know you love it when I work it. I could go all night long, singing to every song. I know you love it when I work it. I know I'm in your head. I know I'm in your head. But she's laying in your bed. I bet you wish I was there instead. I know I'm in your head. I know I'm in your head.
For the isotonic component of this set, we're working a weighted jackknife. So you can see both sides are opening and closing at the same time. Make sure that at no point your lower back lifts off the ground. We've got to keep that pinned against the floor to protect your back. For the isometric component, we're just going to go into a press crunch. So we're releasing our legs but keeping those upper abs active by pushing the dumbbell towards the ceiling and making sure that your head and shoulder blades remain lifted throughout the whole set. Your exercise is a left side biceps curl, and you can see we're holding the right side isometric, making sure the palm is facing up and there's no flexion in your wrist, and it's just holding still for the duration of this set. You're working your reps with your left arm and trying to minimize any movement in your elbow. For your isometric component, let's go to the top of the biceps curl and let's hold our position there for 15 seconds. Make sure those elbows are tucked in by your ribs and they're staying nice and static throughout the whole set. For the isotonic component of this exercise, we're doing some side knee drops. Now you can see the T position with the arms. You want to make sure that you're holding a straight line from wrist to wrist, and make sure that your shoulders remain grounded while you tilt side to side with your hips. Try to keep your knees together throughout the set. For the isometric component, we're going to go up into an isometric glutes bridge, and this is going to give you some relief in your hips, and it's going to contract the other side in your glutes.
Feels like it's a start, and I will stay in comfortable silence. I won't talk about myself in violence. Ever since you, ever since you.
All right, let's switch sides and work our biceps curl with the right arm this time. So hold on to the isometric curl on your left side. Make sure there's no movement in the elbow on either of your arms, and keep working on those repetitions on your right side. Make sure your knees are soft. Make sure you're nice and heavy on your hips. Got to make sure your hips remain static underneath you so that it's protecting your back and so that it's not providing any momentum. For your isometric set, we'll go to the top of the biceps curl and we'll hold our position there for 15 seconds. This is a single dumbbell weighted cross body crunch. We're reaching across the body and getting that dumbbell close to one knee. And then for the next repetition, we're tilting in the opposite direction and getting to the other knee. For the second part, we'll go into an isometric weighted crunch. Again, making sure that your lower back is grounded and pinned against the floor. Lift your shoulder blades in your head, tuck your chin in, and just hold your position for 15 seconds. Your isotonic exercise for this set is some rookie push-ups. These are push-ups on your knees. Now, you can see that both my hands and my knees are shoulder width apart. There's no unnecessary arching of the back, so we're keeping the core engaged and keeping the tailbone in place. And we're making sure we're getting nice, deep push-ups on this one. For your isometric exercise, we're going into a press plank. Now, you can see I'm doing a traditional one on my toes, which is quite difficult, and Steph's doing an easier version on her knees. For the isotonic component of this exercise, we're going into a frog leg abs crunch. Have your feet together and have your knees wide so you're disengaging your hips. And then it's a matter of hitting those crunches purely using your abs, particularly your upper abs. A little bit of hand support against the back of your neck is okay as long as you're not pulling at it. To complement this, we're going to go into an isometric frog leg glutes bridge. Again, this is going to help with opening your hips, stretching your abs, and engaging your glutes. This is the dumbbell triceps tate press. It's similar to a skull crusher, except it's at 90 degrees. So you can see the elbows are opening up and the dumbbells are dropping at your chest while sticking together. Make sure you get that really good extension at the top where the dumbbells are connected to each other. And make sure you get full range so the head of the dumbbell is reaching your chest. For your isometric exercise, we'll go to the top, flex our triceps and just hold that position for 15 seconds. Make sure your lower back remains pinned against the floor and make sure that your neck is relaxed. For the isotonic part of this exercise, let's go into a plank and work some inside knee rotations. Try to keep both arms as still as you can keep them and hit those rotations alternately. Make sure that your tailbone is remaining tucked in. For the isometric component, we're going to go into a traditional prone plank and just maintain your position on your hands. Make sure you're looking directly down so that your neck is in line with your body, and make sure that your tailbone remains tucked in.
Now it's too late, but not too late, but not too late, but not too late, but now it's too late. Now it's too late. Now it's too late. I can see the shadows look like you. I gotta forget, find something new. There's no going back for you and I. 'Cause now it's too late, no, too late, no, too late, no, too late, no, now it's too late, no, too late, no, too late, no, too late, no, now it's too late. Now it's too late. Now it's too late. Now it's too late.
Your isotonic exercise is a triceps dip. Now we're using the dumbbells, but you can use any elevated surface that you like. The more stable the surface, the better, obviously. So you can always use a chair or a coffee table if you're at home. Try to maintain a vertical forearm throughout the exercise and make sure that your elbows don't hang out. Keep them tucked in so that they remain behind you throughout the whole exercise. Make sure your hips don't move too far away from your hands. So in other words, don't push forward with your hips, just drop them straight down.
And I'm waiting for this moment that everybody dares to sing. And at least I do believe that we aspire to higher things. Oh, this time I really feel ya. And I know when we unite that the time has come to heal ya and to cross the last divide. Tonight, sing out like a choir, shout it to the sky until our hearts catch fire, fire. You and me tonight, shout it to the sky. Together we are one.
The isotonic component of this abs exercise is a weighted Russian twist. Make sure your heels are grounded, your knees are bent, and you're sitting on your butt cheeks, not on your tailbone. As you twist across, make sure you're looking at the dumbbell and keep your shoulders rotating. For the isometric part of this exercise, we'll go into an end balance and just try to hold our position. So lift your heels off the ground, keep your posture nice and straight, and just try to balance out as best as you can. This is a right arm concentration curl. You can see your triceps are resting inside of your thighs near your knee. We're leaning forward marginally, but we have a flat back. And then beyond that point, there's no movement in your upper body at all. The focus is purely on our biceps curl, and we're making sure we're getting at least 90 degrees curling at the elbows. Make sure there's no wrist flexion, so try and keep the wrist nice and straight, and keep the rest of the body static throughout this set. For the isometric set, we'll go to the top of the concentration curl. So you want your forearm raised marginally above horizontal, and let's try and maintain it there for 15 seconds. For the isotonic component of this set, we're going to go into a plank on our elbows and throw some alternate side knee strikes. Try to maintain your height and try to make sure there's no movement in the upper body, and make sure those knee strikes come outside of your elbows so that you're getting good engagement of your abs, but you're also getting good engagement of your obliques as well. For the isometric component, we'll go into a traditional plank on your elbows, and again, just maintain your position for the 15 seconds duration. Now let's turn over and work our concentration curls with our left arm. Again, let's look for the same thing. Make sure that your knees are wide enough apart to give you good balance. Make sure that you're pushing inside of your thigh with your triceps, and this will support your curl. Then look for at least 90 degrees flexion at the elbows, and make sure that your wrists are remaining nice and straight. We don't want any back and forth motion with your upper body. Let's try and keep that nice and still. And then we'll go into our isometric concentration curl and hold it there for 15 seconds.
Closer. I can't stop bleeding. If you gon' lead, then gon' lead just like everybody else. If you don't like my company, then I'll do life by myself. Girl, your love like a drug, it ain't good for my health. Even though it's killing me, girl, I love you to death. Take my love, don't waste it. Even though I don't mind waiting. Latest, my mind racing. What else I have to do, girl, to praise me? Want you. I only want you, yeah. I only want you. I only want you. Pull me closer. Closer to you, pull me closer. Closer to you, pull me closer. Closer to you, pull me closer. Don't push me away.
The isotonic component of this set is an abs rollover. So we're remaining nice and still as far as the upper body is concerned, making sure our shoulders and heads lifted off the ground. and then hit those rollovers with nice straight legs. Make sure your toes are pointy as well. For the isometric component, we're going to go into a 45-degree roadkill. So your arms are reaching towards the ceiling and your legs are at 45 degrees with your knees nice and straight. Maintain your position for 15 seconds. These are alternate bicep curls, but you can see we're doing them a little bit differently. The side that's not moving is held high in an isometric position, so you're getting a better contraction and you're getting more work done. Make sure your elbows remain nice and still. Make sure you're soft on your knees and that your feet are apart at shoulder width to give you perfect balance. And make sure your spine's remaining nice and neutral and you're looking in front of you so you've got nice neck alignment as well. For your isometric set, let's go to the top of the curl. Again, making sure your palms are facing up, make sure there's no wrist flexion, and make sure your elbows are tucked in by your side. And let's maintain our position for 15 seconds. These are double biceps curls. You can see there's no movement in our elbows and there's a 90-degree wrist rotation. So you're starting neutral at the bottom of the exercise where you're resting, and then you're curling up and making sure your palms are facing up. There's no movement in your elbows at all, and you're making sure that your body's staying nice and static throughout the whole set. The best place to look is directly in front of you so that your neck is aligned with your upper body. And for your isometric set, we'll go to the top of the biceps curl and we'll hold it still there for 15 seconds. This is a left arm triceps backswing. Let's start with a nice lengthy lunge stance. Make sure your upper body is supported with your opposite arm. You're swinging back, rotating at the shoulders only, so there should be no additional kickback of the elbows. And then try to keep your shoulders prone. Try not to rotate your shoulders left and right at all. For the isometric set, we'll go into an extension. Look for a horizontal line of your arm if you can, and let's try to maintain it for 15 seconds. Now let's switch arms and work your triceps backswing with your right arm this time. Again, going through the form guide, let's look for that lengthy stance. Make sure your upper body is supported using your opposite arm. And make sure that you're not swinging out with your arm. You just want to swing back and keep your arm close to your ribs. Use your core strength to minimize any up-down movement of your shoulders. Then let's go into our isometric set. So again, we're looking for that horizontal line or as close to it as you can get. Make sure your arm is tucked in by your ribs and let's maintain that extended position for 15 seconds. Your isotonic exercise is a modified Tyson push-up. So you can see we're doing this on our knees. So it's actually much easier than a traditional Tyson push-up. You've got the push-up component and then you've got something that looks like a child's pose. So it should give you a pretty nice stretch as well. Make sure you're getting nice and deep on both ends of this exercise. For your isometric set, let's go into a press plank. I'm doing my press plank on my toes, which is the more difficult version of it, and Steph's doing it on her knees. Your isotonic exercise is a Russian press. It's similar to a close grip press, except both the dumbbells are coming to one side of your body, really engaging your intercostals while you're hitting your chest and triceps. And then we go to the top of the press and come back and reach the other side. Make sure your elbows remain tucked in by your side and make sure that you're lifting your head and shoulder blades to get that extra core engagement. For your isometric exercise, we'll go to the top of the press, keep your abs engaged by keeping your head and shoulder blades off the floor, and let's hold that position for 15 seconds. These are dumbbell spider curls, and it's a really interesting variation. It's a lot like a preacher curl using a preacher bench, but you're basically resting your triceps on your knees. Now take note of what I said, triceps to the knees, not elbows to the knees. So you've got to be able to use your elbows to push back against the front of your knees so that you can get these curls in without limiting your range of movement and making sure that you're doing it accurately. You can see our feet are at shoulder width. We're dropping nice and low, but making sure that we're not hunching over and then getting really good range of motion with those bicep curls.
You can call my name, I'll be around. The sky is falling. That will keep you safe and sound. The sky is falling. I just need to know what's on your mind. Tell me what you need and you can call my name, I'll be around. The sky is falling. That will keep you safe and sound.
This exercise is a reverse curl. Now your weights are going to be a little bit lighter for this one, guys. If you try to go a little bit too heavy, you might feel it in your elbows. So let's make sure we keep those protected. The other thing is you can see we've got a marginal angle, so we're not perfectly pronated. And again, this is going to help with protecting your elbow as well. Make sure your arms are tucked in by your ribs. The only moving part is your forearms. And we're going up and down with those reverse curls without any hips adjustment and making sure that we're keeping our soft knees and keeping our neck aligned with the rest of our body. For the isotonic component of your set, we're working a narrow push-up. You can see we've got the dumbbell at 45 degrees and our elbows are tucked in by our ribs. We're dropping the negative nice and slow, making sure we're getting nice and deep, and then coming up in a full thrust. Keep your tailbone tucked in to protect your back and make sure your core is adequately active the whole time. For the isometric exercise, we'll go to the low position, making sure that we're not resting on the dumbbell and just holding it there for 15 seconds. For the isotonic component of this set, we're going to go into a plank on our elbows and throw some alternate side knee strikes. Try to maintain your height and try to make sure there's no movement in the upper body, and make sure those knee strikes come outside of your elbow so that you're getting good engagement of your abs, but you're also getting good engagement of your obliques as well. For the isometric component, we'll go into a traditional plank on your elbows, and again, just maintain your position for the 15 seconds duration.
Well done for completing today's gains home dumbbell workout and progressing through this series. If you enjoyed your workout with us, then please give us a thumbs up and let us know how you did today. We love hearing from you and are always interested in your feedback.
If you're done working out for today, then you should move on to cool down stretching with our physio Daphne. There's a link of her stretching playlist at the end of this video, so be sure to check it out. We look forward to bringing you another gains home dumbbell workout shortly. Take care of yourselves and each other.